Hello, fellow coder. Welcome to this next lesson in our FreshVotes series. Now, in this one, we want to... I've actually completely forgotten where I was in this series. We're looking into... replying to children comments or child comments inside of the feature requests. And by child comment, I mean a child of a parent comment inside of the database, not anything else. Oops, not new feature. No, that's right. Did I just do that right? View feature request number 1. Why does this say new feature? I thought maybe anyway, I'm getting off track. Okay, here we go. So we've got these comments that now when we click on them, it hides the other ones, which is great. Now when we leave a comment and say add comment, it's actually not going to properly leave a child comment of this parent comment. It will probably instead create a root level comment, which is not what we want to do. So when I look at the feature request, which I believe includes the comment thread fragment here, it's over here. Comment.html is, yes, so this is our file that we want to work with. So basically here's the form that we're working with when we click on the button to submit and add a comment, i.e. right here, this button. This button is for this form. So this form, what it's doing is it's posting to products, product ID, features, feature ID, comments. So that means it's going to create a new comment, which is correct. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to create a new comment. However, we have no means by which to tie it to the parent comment. So in order to tie a comment to another comment in terms of a parent, in the comment object that we created, the way the rules that we set up was that we need to populate this guy. So the comment here. Now, this is tricky to do with time leaf sometimes. And believe it or not, I shot a whole video that lasted like half an hour, and I ended up throwing it all away because I struggled with trying to populate this particular comment object inside of the form here. So I had originally, I tried to mimic the thing above here. I had another hidden, and I did a th field, and I set it equal to comment.comment, essentially, in hopes to properly fill in the child comment, parent comment type situation here. It didn't work. I tried a whole bunch of things, and it got really bad. It got really annoying. I got really deep into it, and it wasn't good. So my alternative solution here, after spending many minutes wasting my time, I've decided to try something different. I'm just going to go to populate the parent ID, but I'm going to do it not as a th field, because this means I'm trying to populate the comment ID here. Instead, I'm just going to say the name, or rather, this is the value, th value, and I'm going to have a name equals parent ID, and the ID is parent ID. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to submit through this form that we have here. I'm going to submit something called parent ID with a value being the parent's ID. Okay? So that's the first thing that I want to try. So first I need to make sure that this populates correctly. If this doesn't populate correctly, then that's going to be super frustrating, and I'm going to have to debug why it's not populating correctly. But let me open up the div button. Oh, I guess I need to click on it to make it visible. So, here we go. So parent ID value 2, which is perfect. That's what I was hoping to see. It works. Fantastic. So good. We're able to grab the parent ID. Now the problem is when I click on add comment here, it's going to post to this endpoint, okay? And which is fine. We want it to post that endpoint. But this endpoint, which is right here, doesn't have that particular value being passed along, right? It doesn't exist inside of the comment object, this parent ID. So we might have to do a request param and say long parent ID. Okay, so that hopefully should solve that problem in terms of passing that data in properly. So let's do that. It looks like I'm running it in debug mode. So that's good. Now, one thing I also identified when I tried to record this video the first time was right here. So the text area that we're doing when we say leave comment below and we're populating the text area, in other words, this guy right here, this text area, when I say add comment, look at what I've done. Comment.text. What is comment in this scenario? Comment is actually the comments that we are iterating through, right? And we are showing the comments username, we're showing the comments created date. In other words, this information right here represents the comment object, right? And comment.text, we already used it right here. It's this right here, test comment number 2 for this particular example. So saying comment.text is actually not good. That's going to replace the existing parent comments text. That's not how we want to bind it. So this is a problem too. Okay, so the situation that we find ourselves in is, well, probably the exact same one as we had above. So we probably need to do something like a what's this called? A value. Let's see. So, sorry, I got a phone call there and I paused the video. What I'm realizing on top of this, so not only is this wrong in that comment.text is not the correct thing to use, but also I realized this problem that, you know, in that we're using the wrong thing here wasn't displaying itself here. We weren't seeing it as being the problem because I think that it doesn't work for text fields or text areas. Sorry, I don't think th field works on a text area, which is interesting because I thought, yeah, we have a text area up here with description. So let me go back to feature and let me look at the description. So we have a text area with a th field here. And I mean, we do use th field here, feature.description. It seems to work. So that's really odd. I don't understand why th field works for that guy. We have this disabled attribute that we're appending, but that's separate to th field. Yeah, feature.description works, right? So I'm not sure why comment .text in this case for the text area is not working. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with this. Anyway, other than the fact that we should not be using comment.text. So here's what I suggest, and we'll have to test this and see if it works. I suggest that we do something just like we did up here. We assign a name and an ID. Okay. Problem here is, actually problem everywhere. Well, actually, it sort of applies to the form. I just realized the ID also is not unique. So potentially the ID should be augmented with THID, and we should have parent ID with the comment.id. Okay, that might mess things up. We'll see. And I guess the name should probably follow as well. Although the name, we want to map it properly. No, let's leave the name as is. Let's leave the name as is. And let's change here, instead of parent ID, obviously this needs to change to something like, child comment text. And let's augment the THID here as well to be something similar, child comment text dash, and then the parent ID, which is comment.id. Okay, because each comment can have one child comment that people want to add, and yeah, that should work. That should be a unique. This ID should be unique. That's what I'm getting at here. Is ID should be unique on the page. Otherwise, you can get kind of funky behavior. So let's give that a shot, and let's go to comment controller, and let's also add in another request parameter. Request param for child comment text, and we'll make this just a string. And we'll test this and see if this actually works. Okay, let's reboot in debug mode. And go into this guy, refresh. We'll probably have to log in again. Let me make this, whatever. I was going to try to fix the problem of it not pre-populating, but I'm too lazy right now. So, click on reply. We go in here, test, add comment. Cool, it goes into our breakpoint. So let's cross our fingers and hope that the appropriate data is populated. So comment should be the parent comment. Well, it looks like a blank comment. So that's interesting. Why is this blank? So that's of interest. I was not expecting this to be blank. Okay. Parent ID is populated with 9. Child comment text. Okay, at least that's populated. So I mean, you know, maybe we don't need this after all, because we do have if we have the parent ID and the child text being passed in properly, then we don't necessarily need this comment object. And then with this information, we can modify this information to make it work. So, okay, feature ID, cool, comment equals new comment, and set feature, set user, set created date, also comment.set. Okay, I want to say comment.set comment, which means set the parent, but I can't just put parent ID here, right? That's not going to work because set comment requires an actual comment object. So we're going to have to load a parent comment with the parent ID. And comment.set text is the child comment text. So this guy, we need to use the parent ID here, parent comment, let's just say. And we'll create the parent comment as a local object or whatever. And we're going to do the comment repository dot find by ID. Oops, find by ID, and we're going to use that parent ID. Okay. Now this probably returns an optional, optional comment. So then, I mean, I would imagine we should be able to just get that. Well, we'll just say if parent comment, this should really be parent comment OPT for optional. OPT is present. Then we say parent comment opt.get. There we go. Cool. I know I went fast there, but I want to make sure this video doesn't go on for an hour and a half like that last one did. So let me reboot and get that going. Okay, refresh. Ooh, no. I don't want it to repost. Allergies are kicking in. I have a sneeze coming. Hold it. Oops, I typed the password wrong. Man. Fill. Boom, boom. Okay, so let's leave it on test comment 13. How many comments do we have? 16 in total. So on 13, we'll reply and say test comment. What was the latest one? 16. So we'll do test comment 17, and we will say add comment. So that will come in here. We'll create a new comment. So parent ID is 13, which is right. Child comment text is 17, which is right. We get the feature. We set the user, set the created date. We search for the parent post comment, which we have, which is number 13. We set that in there. We set the text, and we save the comment. Nice, it inserted. Cool. And then it's going to return a redirect, and it's going to reload the page. So now 13 should have comment 17. I did it. Oh, that was an epic journey. So 17 is there. Test comment number 18. Let's make sure this works and adds a raw. So okay, that's why I tested that. So why did that not work? It didn't work because it says, hey, parent ID is not present and it's required. So what's going on there? Well, I did the root level comment where you add a root level comment, which also calls this endpoint. And the problem is when you're calling comment, Okay, I see now why it's all coming together in my mind now. Okay, so we previously had the comment object here, right? I deleted this. Now, this comment object is probably being added to the model for this guy, for the feature request. So in the feature controller, I'm probably adding a new comment. There we go. That's why the comment was empty. Oh, this all makes sense now in my mind. Okay. It's cool. We got this. Cool. So in the feature controller, we put on the model something called comment, new comment. So that was a bit misleading because we had this comment already right here, and this, so it's just a bad name. So maybe I can refactor this code to make it work. In any case, this comment is already on the model, and that is the root level comment, is what that represents. So technically we need this here, but like I said, we'll refactor the code. So this comment represents a root level comment, and this comment here will say, how can we do this? Because there's two situations we're handling now. We're handling a root comment adding versus a child comment adding. And if we add a child comment, or rather if we add a root comment, like this one, these guys won't get populated with anything. And it'll throw that exception that we saw on the screen right here. It says document expired. It'll get that 500 exception, or 400, or whatever it was. So what we need to do is we need to make this required equals false. Okay, just to say, hey, if this doesn't get passed as part of the request, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. So really what this means is if we're not passing in a child comment text and a parent ID, we're really just in the situation where we are adding a root level comment. So really we can say if, parent ID equals null, or I'll just say parent ID equals null, then we should do the logic where we create a new comment, and let's just say comment equals new comment, because we already have comment defined. We'll just sort of toss that away and recreate it. Cool. And then we will get the parent, and here, we'll move this stuff up. We'll grab the parent, comment, object, and put that onto this, newly created comment, and set the child comment text, etc., etc. Else, so otherwise we're in the root comment situation, in which case actually we don't need to really do anything because it's already going to have the stuff populated inside of it. So actually we don't need to do an else here. I think anyway, we could just save it. We'll have it reboot itself, and let's have a look and see if this actually works. So we'll revisit this page. I will log in. Okay. So we had test 17, we had test 16, so next comment will be 18, test comment number 18. So this should be a root level comment. So notice no error this time, great. So this comment should now have some stuff. Yes, it does, test comment number 18, right? So, but parent ID should be null. And it is, cool. So since parent ID, oh shoot, is not equal to null. Shoot. If it's not equal to null, then we should go in here. My bad. Can I save this and have it actually restart itself properly? No, there's no chance that'll work. No, let me just stop it and reboot. My mistake. That's what happens when you program quickly. Last pass, log in. Okay, try this again. Test comment number 18. There won't be an 18 already, no. So let's add comment 18, boom. So parent ID is null, so therefore we'll should skip the logic for adding a child. Good. So then we just say, hey, set the feature, set the user, set the created date, because it already has a comment inside of it. The comment text is test comment 18. Let it play through, refreshes the page, comment number 18 at the bottom. Now let's reply to this one and say test comment number 19. Add this comment. Well, now we're coming in here and comment here has nothing inside of it because that's a root level comment. but the parent ID is populated with 18. So now it's going to come in here, throw away this sort of garbage comment, create a brand new one. Although I guess it really already is a brand new one, so maybe this line of code is a bit redundant, but whatever. We'll grab the parent comment from the database, set it in there, set the text, blah, 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 save it, it inserts a new one, refreshes the page, and comment number 19. Ladies and gentlemen, I take a bow. Although I shouldn't take a bow because this logic is, it's not very pretty. It's handling two situations in one block of functionality here, and it's not overly obvious by looking at it what's going on. So we can do some refactoring here, but maybe we'll leave that for the next video. So at this point, hey, we have a perfectly functioning comment reply, system going on here. Let me try to reply to this one. Say test comment number 20. Actually, no. Let me reply to one that already has a couple of children. I think I've done this already, but hey, test comment number 20. So this should go test comment number 5. It should be a child of test comment number 5, and it should be after number 12. So child of 5 after 12. Let's let this play through. Child of 5 after 12, test comment number 20. There you go. Perfect. Man, I've been working on this for a while, ladies and gentlemen. So that's cool. Now, I guess, like I said, in the next video, we will go ahead and refactor that code to try to make it a little bit nicer on the eyes and the brain. So looking forward to see you there. Take care of yourself. Happy learning, and bye for now.